So you're gonna start. You're trying to venture out and diversify your portfolio, which I think is always a good thing. So, how's that been going? Obviously, a lot of challenges.
Yeah, I'm putting together a digital info product. So I've just been editing that and working on it, and I don't. It's just me here, so I got to do something to keep myself busy. So if
Yep.
I'm not outside running or taking care of these dogs, one of them's on the couch right now. It's staring at me with his like sad eyes.
Oh, the guilt. Yeah.
I get to work on, and when I'm not at work, obviously, because I work in the morning to early afternoon, then I'm working
Right.
on this. Because the goal is to just be able to do this full time.
Yeah.
I mean, not the podcast, that would be nice too, but just
Yeah, that
what I'm
would be
trying to
dope.
do and get these products out, get this out there and test it and see if it works and
Yeah, man.
scale.
It's look, it's definitely good to diversify your income and all that shit. Excuse me. But yeah, like I'm trying to focus on designing more t-shirts for the store that you could find on our Twitter. And just trying to grow that, little by little. Like it definitely just take a lot of work, and you got to think about like what, not just what you like, but what the consumer would like and shit like that. So what would be more appealing to everybody, what makes the most money, what's more realistic. Because like you can have,
Right.
not to sound like you can have the dreams, right? But like you also got to put in the work to make that dream happen. I mean, it's not just I'm gonna make this shit and then if fucking flies off the shelves.
Yeah. I mean, it's the dream is good, but you got to put in the work to try to make that come true.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna sound like a boomer, whatever you want to call them, or Generation X, a dream
Millennial.
killer,
I think you're a millennial, right? We're
an old
millennials.
ass man. I'm a millennial, but I'm an
Yeah,
old millennial.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if I belong with this generation
You don't
because
know
some
how
of
to
the
identify.
millennials
You don't know how to.
identify more to like the with the like Generation Z.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not even gonna acknowledge any other ridiculousness you're
You
trying to
don't have
say.
to if
But
you're listening, you acknowledge it.
but yeah, man, like I feel like the younger generation, it's like, oh yeah, we have these dreams. This is awesome. But I don't know that I'm generalizing, right? Because
Right,
it,
of
it
course.
happens
That's
with
all.
every generation.
Yeah, every generation
But
shits on the generation after it. Oh, you have it too
yeah,
easy. Oh, it's so much easier. Isn't that the goal of your generation, to not make it as hard? Like, but I get what you're
yeah.
saying.
I mean, the goal is for the next generations to have it easier and easier. But I just don't see that they like actually see the hard work that it
The
takes.
work ethic. Yeah.
Because yeah, because of like the world that we live in, right? You're talking
Hmm.
about we as we've progressed, we've gone closer and closer to that instant gratification, right?
Yes,
The
Wally.
perfect example is like a microwave. Yeah,
Hmm.
Wally. I've told my kids and my
Yeah.
wife, I'm like, we are getting so close to that.
Hmm.
But I mean, an example is a microwave. Like, I don't want to cook. I'm just gonna throw this shit in the microwave, and
Yep.
we've had that for decades.
Yeah.
And so people see YouTubers and people on TikTok and Twitch streamers, and they just see the overnight success because we
Yep.
have access to everything in a supercomputer that's right here.
Yep.
And so they just think, oh, I'm gonna do that, or I can become that. And then a lot of these kids are, I think, suffering from delusions. Some of them might suffer from like mental health issues because like they don't have the success
Yeah. And then they
that
feel
they
like a
see these
failure.
people that
Yeah.
they follow, and they feel like a failure because we have easy access to it. And the truth is that they don't see the hard work. Some of these people maybe go viral, and that's cool, that happens.
But some of
But
them are
there are people,
frauds
these,
too.
oh yeah,
That's
too.
yeah.
But then
Like
there
Dan
are overnight
Bilzerian.
successes.
Yeah.
Oh, Bilzerian, yeah, who
Yeah.
blew $50 million.
Yeah.
But then there are people that put in the hard work that become quote unquote
Quote unquote.
overnight
Yep.
sensation or
Mhm.
overnight success. But really, it's taking 6, 7, 8 years to get to
Mhm.
that point, and then they finally blow up, and that's all that, especially the younger generation, that's all that they see. They don't like sometimes they just don't. I don't think they're realizing that the work that it took to get there, because we live in a viral generation where, oh, it just takes one video.
Yeah. And I think the funny thing about that is, right, like reading listening to the Kevin Hart and the Joe Coy books, right? Where people are like, oh, they're
Yeah,
overnight successes. They don't, and the story and the book is like 10, 15 years of them grinding, fucking driving who knows how many miles to all these comedy clubs and all this shit. Like this overnight success, does it happen? Yes, right? Like we're not disillusioned to that reality. But
Yeah.
the reality is there's a lot of hard work that you don't see behind the scenes to make your grow, right? Like, and then there's those people or those podcasts or those viral sensations that make one video and then somehow it just pops. It hits at the right time, right algorithm. But you know
Yeah.
what I mean, and that whole thing, and it just fucking fly off the shelves, and it's a wrap, and they're off to a whole new life because of a video, and that's and that's cool too. Like that
And
is
that's
also
cool that we
possible.
have that opportunity.
Yeah, and that's also cool that it's a possibility. Like I'm not one of those people that like hates on the virality of life that it is now, but it's also like that's not gonna happen to everybody. So you can't live off that moment because it happened to somebody else. It's gonna happen to you. Because then you're right though. Like
Right.
you're gonna have that mental health issue of, oh man, like it happened to him, why didn't it happen to me? Or happened to her, why didn't it happen to me? What did they do that I didn't? Then you're like killing yourself through the comparison, and that's the enemy of everything. So it's a motherfucker, man. It really is. Yeah, damn. But yeah, hard work, man, is the biggest thing. Like you were saying.
Yeah.